All right, welcome back everybody, and it's time for DIY on Now. Today, this one is themed for Father's Day because you could actually make something for your dad that he could use for a very long time and that would actually help him out. So this time you can give dad the gift of organization. And because today we are making a desk organizer and a charging port for a cell phone, so we are gonna get that done today. Now, the tools you would need are as follows. You would need, well, first, your lumber, which is your material. This is a 1x6 length, and each one is cut to 6.5 inches. So you see that here. You will also need a drill. You'll also need a jigsaw. A handsaw could work as well. With a jigsaw, of course, it's much faster. You need measuring tape, a pen or pencil to mark with, and of course, you're going to need a ruler or a speed square. A speed square gives you more control that you're able to draw the lines better. I'm using a clamp here as well to make my life a little bit easier so that it would hold the lumber in place while I do work on it so it doesn't slip or move by any means. All right, so we are going to start off with this. All right, so remember, safety first. I just put my gloves on. I have my safety glasses on as well. So for those of you who are listening, I am now fully kitted for my project today. All right, so as I said, you're going to need these pieces of lumber, and you are going to have to do some measuring. So on your first piece on the left side, or rather, you're going to flip it over on the right side, what you're going to do is make one mark on your right side that is 2 inches down. All right, you're then going to make one mark 1 inch away from that, so that's 3 inches down from the top, followed by from the bottom, you're going to go 1 inch from the bottom, and then 3/4 inch from the bottom, from that 1 inch mark. If you take a look here, you'll see some markings, but I'm going to make some more defined lines so you can see it much better. All right, so what you're going to do is measure out 3 inches from your right side, and you're going to make a vertical line through there. That will give you a good idea of where you have to have your other measurements end. Now, 3 inches down from the top, you're going to make a line across to meet that vertical line you just drew. So that's going to be a horizontal line there. And 1 inch down from that, you're going to draw another horizontal line to meet the 3-inch line you just drew. Down from that, all right, so on the other side, as I said, there are some markings as well. From the bottom, there is 1 inch up from the bottom. You're going to draw a horizontal line across that as well to meet your vertical line. That is done. And then just 3/4 inch up from that, you're going to draw another line to meet that vertical line as well. Now, you're drawing this one 3/4 inches because that is actually the thickness of one of these, and you will see why. On the next piece now, you're going to do similarly, where you are going to, at your 3-inch mark, you're going to draw a vertical line from the right again. You're going to draw a vertical line on your 3-inch mark. All right, all the way down. That gives you a good average of what you need to do. And this time you can work from the top just because it's a little more user-friendly. So you're going to go 1 inch from the top down and draw a horizontal line to meet that vertical line. And again, at 3/4 inches down from that, you're going to draw another horizontal line. And again, that's because it is the thickness of your lumber, because they do have to interlock, and that's why you're doing it this way. You're doing it halfway through your piece over here. All right, so now that we have all our lines drawn, you can take a look at what it looks like. All right. Okay, so if we could zoom in here, we could get a better picture. All right, there we go. So this is piece number 1, and this is piece number 2 that I did second. Right. From there, you're going to use your drill because your drill is going to make your life a lot easier. Now, if you do not have a drill and you have hand tools, you can use a chisel. It is much more challenging, I must say, but it is something that is not impossible. At this point, I'm going to use my clamp to keep my piece in place. And with that, I'm able to drill and cut and whatever without any problems whatsoever. So I'm just using this clamp here, which applies force to the piece. I'm going to have the side that I'm working on hanging off the edge so that my tools can work. So the first thing you're going to do is drill. Now, make sure that you orient yourself well with your piece so that you know where you are drilling and whatever. And, on this, I have a 1/8 drill bit. So I'm going to drill a few holes across, which was the vertical line. I'm going to drill a few holes across that. Then we're going to go in with the jigsaw after and cut. You're drilling the holes here because it's very hard to get the jigsaw in these spaces without creating space for the blade first. So you're drilling these holes here to help you along the way. So you just you don't have to measure too much for these holes, just make sure they don't cross your line, your vertical line, that is. All right, so what this is doing is actually cutting a hole for you. Since you already have your drill working, you're just going to drill all your holes in one go. And from there, you could use your other tools. To finish and continue your piece. All right, so that is the first part there. That space is 1 inch. And from there, you're going to go to your next spot, which is 1 inch from the bottom. There's a horizontal line there. You're going to go just beyond that 1 inch line. Again, to meet your vertical line that was measured at 3 inches. Now, a jigsaw is a tricky tool in that people do use jigsaws to cut not really corners, but they cut around curves to start the corner, and then they could cut the corner itself. What the drilling does is help you along the way so that you can use your angle and not have as much to cut, because it is difficult to make a right angle with a jigsaw. Actually, almost impossible without breaking your blade. At this point, I'm going to use my jigsaw, and it's a handy dandy tool that you can use to make cuts that are a little more intricate than what a circular saw or other type of saw can do. I'll stop at this point just to give a keynote. What happens from here, I am almost approaching the end. So I'm actually going to slightly turn my jigsaw toward where those holes are so that I would meet one of the holes that I drilled before, so that the piece would be able to come off without meeting the corner yet. Once you do this, you can pull out and then you can go for your next spot over there. Similarly, you wanna veer away from that line and go more inside so you could free the corner as well. At this point, because you have made some space between here, your blade could actually go in this area, we'd like to hope. And if not, what you can do, because you could always neaten it up afterward, you could do this. All right, so that gives you space so that your jigsaw blade could go in here and neaten up this corner. So that's exactly what we'll do. It takes a little strength, but in the end, it's worth it. Now that I've drilled to meet my corner line, I could go in the next direction now because my blade is free to move at this point. All right, if you want to neaten up this work as well, you can take a chisel and just run it here and neaten up those lines. And you want to do the same now for the other part where we drill those holes, because this is going to be where the first piece interlocks with the second piece. Always remember when you're cutting with a jigsaw, cut on the inside of the line you drew, because you can cut away more material, but you can't put material back if you cut too wide. Once more, use some elbow grease, and hopefully I don't break the other part. There we go. All right, so it's cooperating today, no disasters, which is good news. We know I've suffered a few of those on this segment already, especially with concrete. All right, so you meet in your corner, and this is what that first piece is going to look like. Then you're going to get your clamp off there, right? And you're going to get your second piece. You're going to do the same thing in that you're just going to drill those holes there, followed by using your jigsaw. So you can do this in the comfort of your home or your garage and stuff, and make something that's really interesting for your dad. All right, so again, make sure you don't cut the wrong place. 1 inch, this time we orient it from the top, all right? And it goes inside. You want to make sure in this 3/4 wide space here is where you're going to drill. And again, you're going to drill a few holes to free up that side, so when you come with a jigsaw, your life is a lot easier and it makes your piece a lot more workable. All right, now we're going to use that jigsaw one more time, meet those lines, and then cut away the corners, and then it's up for our next step. Just a few holes again, and then we could do the link, and then I'll show you what the finished piece looks like once you sand it nicely and you finish it. Once again, you use some elbow grease and boom, just like that. And you're just going to neaten up that corner and you're ready to interlock. Then just a couple holes to drill and we are good to go. All right, so on this piece, while it's still here, I have a hole set. What I'm actually going to do is, what you want to do is switch to a bigger drill bit. I'm going to use a guide hole right now, just for in the essence of time, but you're going to, in the middle of this extension here, you're going to make a mark, so you measure, all right? You're going to make a mark, it's going to be about 3 1/4 inches in, 1 and 3/4 inches rather, and you make a hole there, and you will see what that is for in a little bit. All right, so this is my guide hole. I'm actually going to widen this hole with a bigger bit later on, but in the essence of time, I'll skip that step for now. On the other side, I marked a hole as well, and what that hole is for a pen holder. So what I'm going to do is just grab this drill and make that hole in the spot I need it to be, and after that, later on again, I'll widen that hole and you can see what it looks like. But I have the spot for it there right now. Okay, so we are coming close to the end of this, and there are a few more features we want to put in, but I need to check and see that this is fitting. Hopefully it does. If not, you just have a little adjustment to do. So this piece is going to be, so this piece, which was piece number 2, this is going to be your base piece. This one is going to be your top piece, and you're going to see why now. So you want the side with the hole facing you. That's where the hole you just drilled on the outside, and you want to interlock like this. Creates a space, and they come together, all right, to make something like this, so it's able to lean. What I want to do now at this point, with my drill still out, I'm going to drill a hole on this side because I have a hook to put in there. So you just want to drill one hole. If you have a need for more hooks, you could drill a few more holes to put a few more hooks. It's up to what you want. All right, so this hole here is for a hook, and this is what the unfinished rough piece looks like, but I have done a little extra work yesterday, and I have the finished piece. So, pulling it out of my bag of magic tricks, and this is what it looks like. All right, and it's a little organization for your father. So, over here you can put your pen. All right, where did I put that watch? I had a watch on me a second ago.
You can use my watch and my phone. I want to see the full thing.
Right.
Okay, so where do you put the watch?
All right, so I'll just orient it toward you.
Right.
And the watch goes over here. Right. So you just close this watch in a little bit. All right, the watch goes over here.
And the phone goes where?
The phone goes over here, and there's a space for your charging port.
Wow, Carrie, this is amazing.
And this hook, if you have your keys, you can hang your keys on that, and you add a little order to Dad's life.
That is so cool.
So that is what it's supposed to look
cool.
like.
Yeah, Carrie, we like this one. We like this one. That is super cool.
All right, and that's it for DIY on a Thursday today. And again, it's Father's Day, so you want to treat Dad nice, show Dad the appreciation. When it's Mother's Day, moms get the nice treatment, so treat Dad nice. And you could gift Dad with something like this that you can make with your own two hands. So that's it for DIY today.